I don't want to get in trouble with my husband, but he's very handsome, very sexy. And he's the most expensive thing I've ever owned is, I just wish people would be kinder and just know that it's, what can we do? We're putting our lives out there, but I know that's never going to stop. She was so sweet. The next day she texted me and said, please get me everybody's address and whatever. And she sent them and their kids Christmas gifts.
Hi, Kyle. Welcome to Pinkvilla. I'm so excited to see you here because obviously in India, there are a lot of reality show fans and they love you in your show as well. And I thought before we get down to the questions, I wanted to play a fun game of rapid fire. So you have to be as rapid as possible and the juiciest answers. So my first question for you is your celebrity crush and why?
Lenny Kravitz. I love
and why?
Because I don't want to get in trouble with my husband, but he's very handsome, very sexy, and he's got great style, and he has good taste in homes also. So, yeah, but he's still not as
That's
cute.
A very good choice. The next question is: if you could have a crossover between the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and another popular reality show, which one would it be?
Maybe we do Below Deck, and we can all go on one of their boats together, all the housewives.
Your 2 a.m. friend from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Teddy Mellencamp.
Oh, cute. Yeah. One unique personality trait that you have, which the rest of your castmates don't have.
I thought you were telling me something. That was a question. Oh.
No.
What is a unique trait that I have that they don't? That's really hard for me to be objective about myself, to be honest. God, I mean, we're all so different. There's just so many things.
Your favorite place in the world and why?
Can I pick 2?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, in the US, it would be Aspen, Colorado. And in the rest of the world, I would say Italy.
Okay. We'd love to have you in India also, by the way.
Capri.
We'd love to have you in India as well, just so you know.
I would love to get it there. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. The most expensive thing that you've ever owned, ever?
The most expensive thing I've ever owned is a ring that my mom left me.
Oh, that's precious. And also, finally, your guilty pleasure show and movie. Or movie.
My guilty pleasure show is always like a scary thriller. What is my last one that I just watched? I was so into. What was the one that was with Nicole Kidman? I forgot that. I was like, I like anything that has to do with thriller or crime. I love that stuff. So that's what I can get really, really into. During the pandemic, like I said, I got into the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So that would, I guess, be guilty pleasures. My friends and I will text and say, this is the show you need to watch, or this is the show you need to watch.
Speaking of guilty pleasures, I think for many, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is a guilty pleasure show where they love to see, about you guys and your life. And there's so much drama also, but there's so much to learn as well. You initially didn't want to be a part of any reality show, and now you've been there for 12 seasons. So what do you think it is about the show that still keeps you going?
The fun that we have, and the opportunities that it has presented for me, the doors it has opened, my relationships with the cast and production. Yeah, those are the things that have kept me there for 12 years. And when I don't want to stay, I think I want to leave, those people, walk me through it and hold my hand. So, because there's always difficult times. We've all had moments where we're thinking, that's it, we're done,
Yeah. And, speaking of reality shows, you get to see yourself on camera in moments that you might not even like to see yourself. And given how, from season 1 of Kyle Richards to season 12 of Kyle Richards, what have you learned about yourself in the process?
For me, I'm somebody who never liked confrontation. I wasn't even capable of it. I would just rather brush under the carpet and because it just provoked my anxiety. So, I really learned to, something bothers me, to address it. And that's spilled into my personal life as well, which has helped me with relationships and my mental health, not holding things in that are, eating me up inside. So I think, that's a lesson that I have really learned. And, we all make mistakes, and ultimately the goal is just to learn from those mistakes. So it can also be positive, believe it or not.
You're the only cast member who's been there for all 12 seasons. If I had to ask you if you could bring back any former castmate, who would it be and why?
Teddy. I always say Teddy because Teddy was actually an amazing housewife. You know, as people like to say, she understood the assignment. But I also think that she'd be more comfortable being herself now. So people would see the real Teddy more. I always wish they got that chance. And it just makes the show more fun for me to have her, you know, with me.
And, you know, speaking of the 12 seasons, is there a moment, maybe it could be a memorable moment for fans as well, but maybe not for fans, but for you personally, a memorable moment on the show that you're never going to forget? What's the first one that comes to your mind?
The first thing that pops into my mind is when we dropped our kids off at college. Because it was such an emotional time. It's not like the most fun thing over these years, but it was such an intensely emotional thing for both my husband and me. And just like, it's so interesting to think, you know, they you know, captured that of us taking Alexia and leaving her. We're like leaving our child behind is like the worst feeling. And then we did it with Sophia and everybody was just like in hysterics. Like we couldn't even breathe. Of course, we cried all the way to Los Angeles from DC. So I think just, I don't know, those moments kind of just like stick with me.
Speaking of memorable moments, Jamie Lee Curtis, your Halloween co-star, came on the show. So behind the lens, what was her reaction to, you know, gelling with everyone and the entire setup?
Oh my gosh, she was so amazing. Well, she came on strictly to support Children's Hospital Los Angeles, which we're both very passionate about. And she started this company, My Hand in Yours, that all of the products, 100% of the proceeds go to Children's Hospital. So she came and like bought, you know, gifts for everybody, showing all the products. We had this beautiful lunch. It was the holidays. And I don't know what she thought she was getting herself into, but she was like, I cannot believe these ladies in this group. This is crazy. And she's like, now I get why people love these shows so much. And she was, I think she was like shocked it's not set up or scripted. So, but she ended up having so much fun with us and they all fell in love with her. And she was so sweet. The next day she texted me and said, please get me everybody's address and whatever. And she sent them and their kids Christmas gifts. So,
that's so sweet.
I know. So sweet. And they were just like, Jamie sent my kids gifts. So she's just an amazing person. So it was really, really fun to have her be on the show and be able to support Children's Hospital at the same time.
And also, you know, Halloween Ends is coming out in October, which fans are super excited about. Is there anything that you can tease for Halloween franchisee fans?
I mean, that's a hard one because we all know the big question, is it really the end? You know, who survived? Yeah. So I mean, there's nothing I can tease except that it's terrifying.
You know, I think I would assume being a reality star has its pros as well as cons. And the cons being you're always subject to public and media perception. And with that, you know, as much as you have fans, you also have haters and trolls. So what, in Kyle Richards' style, what would your message to haters and trolls all over the world would be?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I have one message, but I will say, like, you know, I have people that have, you know, over these 12 years, I think people really do know me, you know. I mean, they know what kind of friend I am, what kind of wife I am, what kind of mother I am. They know that I am emotional, I cry. They know I have a lot of fun too. So I mean, I'm a human being. I'm just being as open, as honest as I can be. I'm going to make mistakes sometimes. And we're just human. And, you know, I mean, I just wish people would be kinder and just know that it's, you know, what can we do? We're putting our lives out there, but I know that's never going to stop. That's just part of it. So I don't know. We're just all human. We're all doing our best and trying to learn from our mistakes and grow.
And, you know, the Real Housewives, obviously with season 12 coming out, we're hoping a lot more seasons come as fans would expect. But since you've been here for 12, I mean, I would assume 12 seasons is a lot of reality show for a person. So do you think that you have, you know, what it takes to come on for a few more seasons? Or do you think this is time to, you know, finally hang up the boots? Because there is talk that, is this going to be your last season? Is this not? So what do you have to say?
Well, that rumor came from me saying basically it came out like an announcement, like I was leaving the show. But what I meant was that, you know, obviously there'll come a time where I'm going to say, this is too much. I mean, how long can this go on for? I don't know. We're still the #1 show. So people still want to see it and still, you know, invested in, you know, in our lives. So I just take it each season at a time, to be honest. You know, sometimes I'm like, this is too much, I'm done. And then I'm like, then I get over it. And you really need a break after the season too. So until I have that break and, you know, we're not shooting, we're not doing press, we're not doing interviews, the reunion's over, that's when you kind of assess and say, where am I at this point? How do I really feel? And, you know, do I have it in me for some more or another, year of this? But
I hope so.
Ultimately, the relationships with the cast and production is what keeps me there.
And finally, India is a massive fan of the Real Housewives franchisee. And do you have a message for your Indian fans as well?
Oh my gosh. Well, I know because of Instagram that I have so many, and I send private messages to them. I have relationships with these people on Instagram, and I feel so supported and, loved by them. So I just want to say a big thank you for that.
Thank you, Kyle, so much for your time. And hopefully we see you in season 13, 14, 15, and so on.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.